no fear as it opens its jaw.
Local media say an investigation is underway.
11:29
BBC Minute.
Hot news, cool vibes, sports, and more on the Integrity Station.
It's the 1 p.m. news from Splash 105.5 FM, the Integrity Station. I'm Ronke Giwa Onafuwa. First, the news headlines. Chief of Defense Staff condemn attack on Nigerian Defense Academy, seeks speedy end to banditry. Federal government approves Sinopharm COVID-19 vaccine. On the foreign scene, United States House approves President Biden's $3.5 trillion domestic budget blueprint. And in sports, Real Madrid FC makes €160 million bid for Mbappe. Those are the headlines. Now the news in detail. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Ronke Giwa, has condemned the attack on the permanent site of the Nigerian Defense Academy in Kaduna State. Addressing reporters in Yola, he described the attack carried out by bandits as madness that must be stopped as soon as possible. Speaking about the insurgency in the northeast, the CDS thanked the residents for genuinely supporting the ongoing intensive clearance operations by troops towards the restoration of permanent peace in the zone. He said the solutions to the security challenges in the northeast lie in the region, with hopes that the situation will get better in the days ahead. General Giwa equally allayed the fears of Nigerians on the ongoing mass surrendering of Boko Haram and Islamic State of West Africa province ISWAP ex-fighters to the military. He urged the military veterans to take full advantage of the security parley in evaluating the various military operations, saying their patriotic and constructive assessment of the general security situation would add value to the ongoing clearance operations.
The incident in Kaduna is, yes, of course, been undertaken by bandits, but of course, it's more of an armed robber coming to your house. The infiltration didn't come by virtue of the normal banditry action. But these are things we're already looking at, and in due course, you get the details. But suffice to say that, of course, any form of insecurity is a cause for worry for anyone. And that's why, for us, we'll be more determined that this madness must be brought to an end very speedily.
The governor of Borno State, Babagana Zulum, has said that repentant insurgents should not be rejected in order to avoid worsening the insurgency war. The governor said this after he paid a visit to President Muhammadu Buhari at the State House. He believes the price for rejecting the surrendered bandits could be far worse than the current situation. According to him, 2,600 Boko Haram members have so far surrendered, inclusive of their wives and children.
People have completely lost their means of livelihood. We have set a total number of over 50,000 orphans and widows. These are official figures. The unofficial figures are more than this. And right now, the whereabouts of not less than 10% of people of Borno State is not known to all of us.
Unless we want to continue with an endless war, I see no reason why we shall reject those that are willing to surrender. I'm in this business for the last 11, 12 years. I was attacked for more than 40, 50 times. I know the magnitude of this problem. More than 100,000 people were killed. I'm telling you, more than 100,000 orphans we have now. More than 100,000 widows we have now. And therefore, those that have surrendered shall be dealt according to the extant rules and regulations.
President Muhammadu Buhari has met behind closed doors with Governor Simon Lalong of Plateau in the presidential villa Abuja in Abuja. Speaking to State House correspondents at the end of the meeting, the governor said he updated the president on the security developments in Plateau. He said President Buhari pledged the support would be given to victims of the violent clashes in the state. On recent killings of travelers at Rukuba near Jos and other violent clashes in the state, the governor vowed that all those implicated would be prosecuted irrespective of their background or connections in the society.
Some people will not stay in campus. If you look at it, it wasn't that people were killing the campus. Nobody was killing the campus. Some of them were those who went out. For what? We keep on making announcements, stay where you are. If you gave you numbers, if there's anything, there's any alarm, give us anywhere you are. Soldiers will go there, police will go there.
The Deputy National Chairman South of the People's Democratic Party, Elder Yemi Akinwumi, has postponed the National Working Committee meeting of the party earlier scheduled for Tuesday, 24th of August 2021 in Abuja. The postponement, which according to him is pursuant to Section 35, subsection 3B of the Constitution of the People's Democratic Party, which empowers him to summon and preside over party meetings in the absence of the national chairman. He added that party's attention was drawn to a court order which purports to restrain its national chairman, Prince Uche Secondus, from summoning and presiding over the meetings of the organs of the party. He said the situation led to leaders of the party to consult widely and agreed on the postponement of the National Working Committee meeting slated for the party's National Secretariat at Wadata Plaza, Wuse in Abuja, until further notice. It is closed that the decision is in the overall interest of the People's Democratic Party, and further decisions will be taken after wide and extensive consultations.
Section 5, bracket 3B of the Constitution of the PDP, people empower me to summon and preside over party meeting in the absence of national chairman. In the absence of national chairman. 2, our attention has been drawn to yesterday evening court order, which purportedly restrained our national chairman, Prince Uche Secondus, from summoning presiding over meetings of the national organ of the party. It's not more making. Yes. In the foregoing circumstance, as the Deputy National Chairman South, which is number 1 of the People's Democratic Party, after due consultation and in the exercise of aforesaid power, hereby deeming fit and proper to postpone the National Working Committee meeting earlier scheduled for today till further notice to allow broader consultation in overall interest of our party.
The National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, NPHCDA, said NAFDAC had approved Sinopharm BBIBP COVID-19 vaccine to step up efforts to battle a third wave of infections in the country. The Executive Director, NPHCDA, Dr. Faisal Shuaib, said this in Abuja at the National Vaccines Briefing. He said it was developed by Sinopharm's Beijing Institute of Biological Products, sometimes written as Beijing Bio-Institute of Biological Products, resulting in the 2 different acronyms BBIBP and BIBP for the same vaccine. He added that the approval was recently granted by NAFDAC and the vaccine had also received the World Health Organization certification. According to NPHCDA, readiness here means that the state's ultra-cold chain equipment are fully functional and able to store the vaccines at the required temperatures. Now, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, says the nation's total COVID-19 infections had jumped to 188,243 across the 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory as of August 24th, 2021. The NCDC said this via its verified website on Wednesday morning, and that the additional 655 infections reported on Tuesday raised the country's total infections. The NCDC attributed the country's rising number to the highly transmissible Delta variant and low vaccination rates across the country. The agency also reported that 5 more COVID-19 related deaths were recorded as at August 24, 2021 in Nigeria, and deaths reported on Tuesday increased the country's fatality figure to 2,281. It disclosed that Rivers, one of the country's hotspot area for the Delta variant, recorded 188 cases on Tuesday, followed by Oyo with 64, Akwa Ibom with 31, FCT 28, Ekiti with 21, Edo 17, Bayelsa 11, and Kaduna 7. According to the NCDC, 6 states, Nasarawa, Ogun, Osun, Ondo, Plateau, and Sokoto, report 0 cases. It said that the country had now successfully treated 169,035 COVID-19 cases following the discharge of 217 additional people on Tuesday. You're still listening to the 1 p.m. news on Splash 105.5 FM, your integrity station. Now turning to the foreign scene. The United States Congress has approved a $3.5 trillion budget blueprint, setting the stage for Democrats to enact President Joe Biden's ambitious economic agenda. The rule that passed yesterday allows Democrats who narrowly control both chambers to move ahead with key policy proposals. Mr. Biden's party hopes to devote significant resources to family support, health, and climate schemes. It passed the House of Representatives 2022-12 with no Republican support. The resolution's fate was unclear as late as Tuesday morning amid a standoff between progressive and centrist House Democrats. The Democrats are enacting a process called budget reconciliation to approve Mr. Biden's largest spending package, and passage of the budget blueprint Tuesday is the first step. Now, the United States Supreme Court has ordered President Joe Biden to reinstate a policy of making asylum seekers stay in Mexico while claims are processed. The policy was put in place by his predecessor, Donald Trump, as part of his measures to restrict the number of asylum seekers entering the U.S. But Mr. Biden suspended it on his first day of office. Rights groups say the policy subjects migrants to dangerous conditions in Mexico's border towns. On Tuesday, the Supreme Court rejected a bid to block a Texas-based judge's ruling requiring the government to revive the Migrant Protection Protocols policy. It said the Biden administration had failed to show a likelihood of success on the claim that rescinding the policy was not arbitrary and capricious. Finally, in sports, Real Madrid FC have made an opening €160 million bid for Paris Saint-Germain FC forward Kylian Mbappe that has been rebuffed, according to reports. The 22-year-old France international has spent the past 4 seasons at the Parc des Princes, but is due to become a free agent at the end of the 2021-2022 campaign. Mbappe is no closer to agreeing a new contract with the Ligue 1 giants, in spite of the recent high-profile addition of Lionel Messi to a star-studded attack that also includes Neymar. PSG president Nasser El-Khelaifi recently said PSG do not need to cash in on Mbappe, while Mauricio Pochettino last week suggested he expected the Frenchman to stay. Football fans are set to be allowed back into stadiums in Argentina for the first time in over a year. Health Minister Carla Vizzotti and Sports Minister Matthias Lamin said the crowd will be set at 30% capacity when Argentina meet Bolivia for a World Cup qualifier at El Monumento in Buenos Aires on September 9. By the end of September, spectators should be allowed into the stadiums for other football matches in the South American country. Only fans who have already been vaccinated against the coronavirus or who have a negative CPR test will be allowed to enter the stadiums. Fans are asked to remain seated throughout the entire match. All right, just before we go, a recap of the headlines. Chief of Defense Staff has condemned attack on Nigerian Defense Academy, seeks speedy end to banditry. And federal government has approved Sinopharm COVID-19 vaccine. On the foreign scene, United States House has approved President Biden's $3.5 trillion domestic budget blueprint. And in sports, Real Madrid FC reportedly make €160 million bid for Mbappe. For more details on the news, visit our website on www.splashfm1055.com. Now, you can download the Splash FM mobile app on iOS, BlackBerry World, and Google Play Store to listen live, get news update, opinion poll, and also report an event live to us through the iPod feature. To download, simply go to any of the stores mentioned and search for Splash FM 105.5, then click to download. We have now come to the end of the news on Splash 105.5 FM, the Integrity Station, and the best radio station in the southwest of the country. The news editor is Tunde Olawu, assisted by Abidemi Kajobola. I'm Ronke Giwa Onafuwa. Good afternoon and thank you for listening.
Quick, charge at 240.
Hot news, cool vibes, sports, and more on the Integrity Station.
Here is
105.5.
accessing 105.6. One station, all the hits.